Solo Leveling is a power fantasy following Sung Jin Woo in an alternate version of Earth where dimensional gates open up, and inside these gates are labyrinths that they refer to as dungeons, and they have to fight monsters. This is a power fantasy action style story that's probably the best power fantasy that I've read. I think it does a lot of things right. So, the gist of the story, if you've seen the anime, it's about halfway down the first season, is that Sung Jin Woo is the weakest hunter. He's E rank, he can only go into low level dungeons or labyrinths, and he gets hurt all the time. And the reason that he's even doing it is because his mom is sick and he has to take care of his sister. The reason I said that this story gets a lot of things right is because it's your typical power scaling action story. He starts out super weak, something happens in a rare double dungeon, and he becomes able to level, hence the name Solo Leveling. In this world, no one else can level. So if your abilities awaken and you're a C rank for life. So to be able to level is super rare and really powerful. So obviously, throughout the course of the story, he ends up becoming super strong. If you've watched the anime, the animation is really good. It really sticks to the webtoon. You got Hiroyuki Sawano doing the music, who's awesome. He's done Attack on Titan, Aldnoah Zero, a million things. He's awesome. So as he becomes stronger, he gets more attention and he's trying to hide it. But the reason I think that this series works where most don't is that his enemies get stronger throughout the whole story in a way that makes sense for the universe. A lot of stories, stuff like R. Ferretta, you'll see where the main character is kind of broken for a while because he's so powerful. And the enemies that show up later were kind of hidden for some reason and are absurdly strong so that he has someone to fight. This one, it makes it very clear he's E rank, he's level 1, and he just slowly works his way up. And something smart that it does too with the scaling of the enemies is every fight feels dangerous. There's never a time where you're like, oh, he's just cruising. Or if he does cruise, like in one of the more recent episodes, it catches you off guard. Because you're like, oh, he's really upgraded but kept it secret. I like this series more than others also because it doesn't feel like too much of a self-insert. I'm sure to some degree it is when you get this type of story. A lot of these power fantasy self-insert type stories sort of feel like the main character is a blank slate, almost like he's Master Chief or something where he's very generic and doesn't really have much personality so that you can project yourself onto him. Sung Jin Woo, I think, feels very human. He has his backstory, he has his goals. I won't spoil it, but he lives his life, he makes his decisions. That's the main reason this one really works where others don't. If you've watched something really cringy, like Cheat Skill in Another World, that feels like a total self-insert where the main character is so nice. It's like he's the best person. He's the best at everything. It's really annoying. It's really cringy. And something like this, if you've watched the anime up to episode 7, which is currently out, he's had to make some decisions that are pretty brutal. I like it because he's not some overly righteous, super nice guy who does talk no jutsu to everybody and everything just works out. He does what he has to survive. And that's something that goes on throughout the story. The web novel for this one is actually done. You can read the machine translated version online, or I read the webtoon, which is preferable because it's also actually done. And the webtoon, I believe, was fan translated, and it's being translated officially in English, so you can read it either way. I won't spoil anything past the anime, which is halfway through season 1, but the world building goes pretty well for the whole series, and you do get explanations for pretty much everything. So the arrival of these gates, the reason that people have power, how this stuff all started, the background of it, all of it gets explained in time. So I really like the way that it's written. It's really well done. If you like webtoons or web novels, I would definitely go read it. It's always nice when a series is already done before you start reading, so you can just go binge the whole thing as fast as you want. And season 1 obviously isn't going to get too much further. And with all the production issues and delays, I don't know if it'll even get a season 2. So if you like season 1, I think it's worth it to go read the whole thing. So yeah, overall, definitely a series I'd recommend. So yeah, I'm not going to go too long on this since I'm trying to keep it spoiler free for the anime people. But I just want to go ahead and put it out there that this is probably the best power fantasy series that I've read. It's pretty straightforward, but the background of the story and the characters I think have pretty good depth. The world building is pretty good. And overall, it's just a fun read. I think I read the whole webtoon in like 4 days. It's pretty addictive once you get going. And there's enough plot twists and enough things going on that there is suspense the whole time. He's not just mindlessly killing bigger and bigger opponents or anything. So I'm not going to keep rambling. The anime has been really good so far. I just wanted to talk about it since it's been an off week And since it's a series that I've actually read that's completed, which is always nice. So if you're watching it, let me know what you think. I'll respond to all the comments that aren't just insulting me. Like and subscribe and all that shit. Thanks. See ya.